Happy New Year, Namaste. You're about to watch some special presentations by our beloved practitioners in our community. I'm so grateful for who they are and how they show up. So I know you'll enjoy this. So take a moment to relax and sit back and enjoy this special New Year's presentation. Blessings.
Hello, Namaste. My name is Jeff Schlicht, practitioner. I work remotely in Sedona, Arizona, where I reside. Happy New Year to each and every single one of you. Pick a word. Pick a word. No, not just any word. My spiritual practice moving into any new year is actually to pick a word for myself. I use this word to guide and direct me to step into activities that work in my spiritual practice. For example, last year, stepping into 2022, I used the word purposeful. What purposeful means to me is that the activity is serving whoever is in front of me and myself. In a sense, echoing out in my life this law of reciprocity, of giving and receiving. And what I know of any repetitive activity, whether I want to call it good or bad, but using a word that guides and directs me to support me stepping into a purposeful activity is called a practice. And the more I practice it, the better I get at it and the easier it becomes. And I don't leave this word at the door of 2023. So I don't leave purposeful behind, or another word that I use, and that's kindness. But my word stepping into 2023 is meaningful. It's almost purposeful, which is cumulative. I'll be using that as well. But meaningful to me is heart level and it's soul deep, where the activity of my life becomes richer and richer. It is this relationship I have with God that the activities that I step forward in 2023 become a deeper, more conscious practice within my life. So that's how I step into every new year. And that is that I welcome it with open arms, open mind, open heart. And I bless each and every one of you. I wish you a happy new year in love, in peace, and in balance. Blessings to each and every one of you.
Hi, this is Candace, one of the practitioners here at Namasté Center for Spiritual Living. And as I'm entering into the new year along with all of you, I think what's most present for me is the need for kindness. Kindness toward myself, kindness toward others. It's been a most unusual last couple of years, and there are definitely places where I am not showing up as my divine self. Those old stories that I hang on to of not being good enough, not being as good as somebody else. So that keeps me really stuck. And what I feel the nudge forward, that way forward for me, is in kindness and compassion for myself and for others, and to really work on where the divine in me is fully expressing itself in love and in compassion and in kindness. So as I look forward to that, I know that I must let go of the old that doesn't serve. So whatever your intention is for the new year, I wish you well. Namaste.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And as the new year is upon us, it's always a good time to contemplate, what is it that we want to see and unfold for the next year. And for me, I was thinking about letting go. That seems to be the theme that I'm looking at that is coming forth through me. And letting go can be letting go of limiting thought or, limiting actions as well. And also maybe letting go of a few pounds, perhaps. That sounds good to me. And then now that we are moving towards the beginning of the investigation and actions towards combining our centers, I thought, what do I need to let go of to create the space for the universe to bring forth through me the next and highest expression for myself individually as a contribution to our new community. And so that's what I want to let go of. What is in the way within me that I cannot see? Maybe I can see it, or maybe it's a blind spot that I can let go of that will create an even greater expression of myself. And so I offer that to you as well, to ask your higher self, what is it within me that I need to let go of so that I can be an even greater contribution to the unfoldment of our combined communities? And as we contemplate this, it gives gives the universe space to move through us and show us that which needs to be released. So I invite you to this 2023 exploration together. I wish you a beautiful upcoming year full of health and wealth and joy and friendships and family relationships, and all of your heart's desires. So thank you. And here's to an amazing 2023.
Hi, everyone. This is Jesse. And the way I start my new year or prepare for my new year is pretty basic. It's probably like what a lot of you do. I reflect on the year that's just passed. I tend to focus on my successes and where I've made progress. And then as I look towards the new year, I don't set resolutions. I don't do that anymore because I found that I never fulfilled them and I just ended up feeling like a failure. So I stopped doing that. And when I started living or striving to live my life from the core of my being, from my soul self, I started to set an intention for the year based on a God principle. And I mean by God principle, love or joy or peace. And that becomes my theme for the year. So as I'm interacting in the world, as I'm experiencing life, as I'm reflecting on life, I reflect on it with that God principle. I tend to hold that God principle really close to my heart. I don't share it with other people. One of the reasons is that I don't share it with others is that I don't want their influence on it or influencing my perception or my experience of it. And that principle itself, it's been just a really amazing way to go through the year because I watched it to grow and to just thread itself throughout all of my experience, and for me to come to a deeper understanding of those God principles, or the God principle that I've chosen. So that's what I do to prepare and get ready for the new year, is to set an intention based on a God principle that becomes the theme for my year. Regardless of how you get your year started and what you do and how it unfolds, I hope it unfolds filled with blessings and awesomeness. And until we get a chance to meet again, I send you my love and blessings. Be well.
As I move forward into 2023, I am focusing on the spiritual practice of meditation. Daily meditation allows me to stay centered and to realize inner peace. For me, the first step in meditation is setting an intention. For example, my intention is to be fully present in all activities of life. From this intention, I will create a mantra. A mantra is a sound or word repeated frequently. A mantra is a powerful tool that can be utilized anytime I feel out of alignment with my intention. My mantra is, I am here. I am now. I am enough. Meditation can be challenging for some initially, as it was for me. However, I have found that by making meditation my daily spiritual practice, I am able to meditate with ease. Thank you.
For me, I'm not real keen on resolutions because that makes me feel like, I've done something wrong or there's something in me that isn't right. But yet, on a human level, there are things in my life that I want differently, that I want to maybe have a clearer intention about what I want to call into my life. So for me, I like to start out the new year by going into some time of contemplation and really asking the question in meditation or contemplation about what I would like to release and what I would like to really anchor in my life for the new year. It just so happens that last week on the winter solstice, I went to the ritual and was gifted with my 2 words. My 2 words for the year that I am going to anchor into this year is trust and joy. And so for me, really what that means is when I have the opportunity to get centered, to just pause, to anchor in the moment that's unfolding, I'm going to really hold on to those 2 words as my touchstone of how I want to experience whatever may be that's unfolding. And the trust is really trust in me, trust in spirit, trust in the inner knowingness of what to do. And then the joy is how I want to experience the moment. So I hope each of you have a happy, healthy, joy-filled new year. And until we meet again, I love you.
Happy New Year, Namaste. I'm really grateful to get to present this message to you today on January 1st, 2023, the start of a brand new year. Very excited for this new year because there's so much potential for our community, both collectively and those in our community, as we look to plan a new creation of community and explore the potential for unifying with the Center for Spiritual Living in Seal Beach. It's been a really loving journey with this other community, and it continues to remind me that what we set up intentions for sometimes take time to move through our consciousness, to be in a form that we recognize as expansion and as things that we intend for. As we know, they don't always show up in a way we think they will, but they show up nonetheless. One of the things I've been studying this last year, on November 21st, I turned 60. And it was a big birthday for me. And I was really looking forward to it. And one of the things I started to do on November 21st was I began to read again from 365 Days of Science of Mind, A Year of Wisdom from Ernest Holmes. And I love what he created in this book. And one of the things that I really intended for the end of this year is we've walked through some challenges through the year, the loss for myself, the loss of my brothers, just a big shift in my family, as well as moving into a new place in the pandemic, a new phase of it. And I really wanted to anchor more into peace, knowing the peace resides all the time as me. And that to anchor into that means I need to be conscious in it. I need to be intentional in it. And one of the things I read was that I opened the book to and started to practice at the end of the year was about peace. And the fact that in this, it's on August 9th. And one of the things it says is spirit is not separate from persons or events. I see that it unites everything with itself. vitalizing all with the energy of its own being, creating everything through its own divine imagination, surrounding everything with peace, quiet, and calm. And I am one with this deep, abiding peace, and I know that all is well. One of the things I do know is throughout this year, there's been a continual invitation for me to know that all is well. I haven't always felt that, and I haven't always seen it, but ultimately at the end of this year, I did see it. I saw, as we know, hindsight is 2020. I saw that through the gift of time this year, I was able to see events that unfolded, and my participation in them, my being part of them, allowed me to see that peace always resides as myself and is always the container for everything in the universe. And so I'm really grateful to know that. So as we come into the new year, I just invite you to really pay attention to where you're at. And if you're experiencing challenges, don't do things on your own. Step out and ask for help, step into community. And there's a tendency, and for folks that are new, this is pretty normal tendency is to stay back and not participate. But if you've been in the community for a little while, even though you're new, it's time to step in for yourself, because that's where growth happens. Look at what's being offered, take it, step into service, step into asking yourself questions about if you want your world to change. If I want my world to change, I have to be part of that change in the world. So I'm really appreciative this year of really feeling that and knowing that within myself. And I'm really grateful for the growth that I experienced this year, which was very intentional as I move into a new year of great potential myself. My intention this year for 2023 is to step into a place of being a healing presence. And what that means is no matter what's happening in the room, can I step in to be that healing presence rather than being affected by what's happening in the room in a way that I cannot be that? We're not paying attention to really what's happening for other people. And I tend to practice that anyway, but I'm feeling like a new level of appreciation and expansion in that area of my life. I'm looking at what I want to create in my family, and I'm looking at what I want to create for Namasté. So I encourage you again to join us this next year and to be part of something special. It proves to be quite exciting. So with that, I wish you the happiest of New Year's, and I look forward to spending it and time with you. Thank you, and my love to you and your families.